My name is Adam Levitan, joined by Michael Leone and Evan Silva for a $2,000 buy-in FFPC main event draft. I'll let you guys know a little bit more about what exactly that is here.
I think it's actually $2,200 this year, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Inflation, $2,200. Okay. $2,200 buy-in this year on FFPC. We do have the 10th pick here in this draft, as you see on your screen. Leone, how's it going this evening?
Good. I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Good. Silva, how are you tonight?
You know, after being at odds, you know, and identifying Leone as my personal op and arch nemesis, it's nice to kind of come together and, you know, I believe in unity in the country, in the fantasy football community, and I'm here to sow unity today.
In our Discord, I saw some comments after Man versus Machine, and there's definitely some speculation that we legitimately hate each other.
All right. I want to be clear about this draft, and I want to get into some more in a second here, but the first thing you need to know about FFPC drafts it is tight end premium. This is a season-long managed draft, tight end premium. So a tight end reception is worth 1.5 points. On top of that, it's managed. So there's going to be a lot of differences that we'll talk through, first best ball and stuff like that we'll get through. We'll talk about as we get through this draft, but you're going to see Brock Bowers go very early. You're going to see Trey McBride go. You're going to see all the tight ends go earlier than they would in your home league. Certainly changes things a lot. And it just, I know maybe a lot of people out there don't play tight end premium, but it's just a reminder that scoring system, format, how many wide receivers you can start, etc., means a lot for the strategy for your draft. Leone, anything else that people should know specifically about FFPC drafts?
You know, there's a league playoffs weeks 13 through 14. If you are a 1 or 2 seed, you automatically make it to the overall playoffs, which is weeks 15 to 17. If not, you have to win that 4-person league playoffs. And yeah, I think that's it. I mean, a lot of this stuff we've hit on, like wide receivers being good values in the mid-tier, in some of our other content and whatnot, still applies here. And that makes our pick at 10 pretty interesting, because I think the best pick available is going to be a wide receiver, but there might be some reason for us to go running back, knowing that we'll get still a really good wide receiver in round 2. So I'm just curious what you guys think.
Yeah. Would you consider McBride at 10 given the tight end premium scoring?
I would consider McBride at 10. It's weird. As much as I love the receivers, I don't really want to start receiver just because I know that like rounds 5 through 8, there's so much receiver value.
Right.
But at the same time, I know like Silva loves Brian Thomas. We could maybe get him in round 2 though. Neighbors is a stud, so it's tricky.
I do feel like, you know, and that's not necessarily, it's not necessarily across sites, but the hype on Travis Hunter is actually maybe have led to a little bit of a fall for Brian Thomas, and I think we might be able to get him in the second round.
Yeah, Brian Thomas has an ADP of 16.0 on this site. By the way, we do have FFPC rankings and ADP up on the site for anybody out there that's playing FFPC there. Specifically, one thing about this is it's frustrating to me you can't upload here, but I think it does make the games a little bit better so that everybody's just kind of flying by the seat of their pants. We're 1 pick away here, Leone.
Yeah, Dink and I did one the other night, and it got weird in the top 8. This is not weird. So I think it's like, do we want to go McBride, lock in a running back? I think it's McBride or a running back for me, just because I think we're going to get maybe Brian Thomas in round 2.
Yeah, I would vote for McBride over Achane and Genty in this format, specifically. But yeah, Evan, any takes on McBride, Achane, or Genty?
No chance we're getting George Kittle at 310, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked because he's going that. No, we're not getting Kittle at 3.
Yeah, I don't think so either. All right, I'm fine with Trey McBride.
Yeah, I mean, the volume that Trey McBride has had, I don't think people realize. I just wrote about it in my Perfect Draft article. For anybody that's a Draft Kit subscriber, you can see that. But I had McBride there in my Perfect Draft article. I'm just pulling it up here because there's some outrageous volume numbers on Trey McBride. And obviously, when you're getting 1.5 points per reception, you get things like Trey McBride averaging 8.9 targets per game since he broke out 8 games into the 2023 season. So yeah, I like McBride.
Okay. You're picking. You're making the picks, right?
Let it go down to the last.
I picked him with like 1 second, but I thought we had said you're making the picks.
We're right. You're right. We did say I'm making the picks. However, maybe you're better off making the picks because. All
right, I'll make the picks, but
if we get Brian Thomas, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or Nico Collins with our next pick, I think we're cooking.
Yeah,
Yes.
you like those more than Genty Achan?
God, I think Achan could catch so many passes. Me and Adam
I
were
like
talking
the
about this before
receivers
we started.
better. It's hard to go with
Achan
like
might be
oh, he's gone. So
Yeah.
Achan might be all right. He might be infrastructure proof in a full PPR format
Right.
because I think he can catch 100 passes regardless if the offense and the team collapses.
Right. So in a normal, like not tight end premium, I would have gone with one of the running backs there if it was like a home league type setup to try to set myself up to establish running back early and then hammer wide receiver through the mid range. And then, if I get Kittle or something later, that's fine. If I don't, there's plenty of tight ends later that I can cobble together, I think. So yeah, just for people that are playing regular redraft, not tight end premium, I would have gone running back there at 10 overall, likely Derrick Henry if it was half PPR for me, or H.
yeah, I think our pick, Silva loves Brian Thomas. So I think if he's there, he's the receiver pick. And it's like him, or structurally, do you want to take Genty and then go receiver? If not, Genty goes. So I think we're probably going Thomas first. We're definitely going receiver
also
now, right?
fairly conducive to zero RB or like anchor RB.
Yeah, and I do think, and we can talk more about the zero RB stuff. Real quick though, I just want a player take from you, Silva. Are you sure you like Brian Thomas better than Nico Collins?
And Amon-Ra.
No, I think that they're just all really close. I think it's a flip a coin situation.
Yeah,
Amon-Ra would be an awesome pick. I mean, I think he can catch 110 balls.
I actually have that personally. Amon-Ra first, Nico second, Brian Thomas third. Obviously, super close, but that is how we have it in rank there. Also, I don't know if you have a take there, Leone, between these.
I like Amon-Ra the most, and then I think it's a complete coin flip between Thomas and Nico. I think Dink and I had that decision, and we took Nico, but it's coin flip. Henry would be the running back. I forgot about Puka too in that group, just because he's been falling in the second round with the Stafford concerns.
Yeah,
but you can see where if you're at the back end, I almost think the best pick in the tight end premium is like more like 7 or 8, and you get a player in that first tier, and then one of these wide receivers kind of like has to fall back to you. We had a little trickier first pick, but I think I'd vote Amon-Ra, but I'm fine with any of this.
Amon-Ra is just like, it's like impossible for him to catch less than 100 passes unless he gets hurt. It's like, it's just really hard for me to see it. He's so
like
dominant.
The perfect Jared Goff receiver. I mean, they have so much chemistry built up. You're not worried about their offensive line as you may be with Houston or Jacksonville.
And then 3-4 turn is a weird spot where like you might be looking at elite QB. You also might be pulling like Kenneth Walker or James Cook, one running back we like off the board since we're not going to start. I think Big Dog would be the running back, but we prefer the receivers. So are we going to Amon-Ra or Thomas?
I think in full PPR it has to be Amon-Ra here. If it was half PPR, I would be okay with Derrick Henry.
Okay, Amon-Ra is locked in. I do think, Silva's talked about this a little bit too. They probably have to regress somewhat in terms of game script.
But that can also help Amon-Ra.
Right, exactly. Like their point differential was, I think, like plus 222 or something last year. It was 60 points higher than the Eagles, which were second. So the game scripts are going to lean to them having to throw a lot more, I did the offseason projections with Gretsch, and he kind of pointed out Amon-Ra really like survived Laporta breaking out, Gibbs breaking out, Jameson breaking out. Like for him to still kind of carve out close to an alpha share with those really talented players breaking out, just like a very bullish sign for him.
All right. Just wanted to reset here. This is a draft we're doing on Friday night, August 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern. We were afraid of people ravaging and stealing our picks if we did this live. Me and Herzig did a $555 buy-in on DraftKings Best Ball. We were just getting picked apart. Anybody we talked about was getting picked. So we decided to record this one and put it out a day or so later. So again, this is Friday, August 15th. We are doing this. I just wanted to get a couple more of your thoughts, Leone, on switching from Best Ball to redraft. I think you're going to see us take different kinds of swings in the later rounds than we do in Best Ball in this format, because I think we'll take a lot more one injury away running backs. I think a lot of plays where we can just take home run swings in this format, redraft, rather than trying to hit singles or doubles like we do in Best Ball, because we're going to be grinding waivers hard. And if someone isn't hitting early for us, we can just dump them on waivers. The other thing that you'll see in these redrafts are, I think, wide receivers go a bit later than they do in best ball, especially in some of these home leagues. You can read my perfect draft and draft plan for more on that. And then some rookies are going to go much later as well. That's just a standard thing, I think, in more casual setups, more season-long setups, especially home leagues. I think rookies are going to go much later. But yeah, Leone, any other tips for the people on getting out of best ball brain and getting into redraft brain here?
Yeah, I mean, if you're drafting wide receiver heavy early, it's only like 6 or 7 receivers that you're taking. I would combine that with tight ends, with tight end premium. I view them as like you're trying to win the PPR flex with a tight end or a wide receiver. That puts us in a weird position in round 8 where we're going to like a receiver most likely there at that pick, but it might behoove us to take a running back, because I think a lot of running backs will go, those running backs that you take in rounds 10, 11 in best ball are going to go in the 8, 9 turn. So that's going to be a challenging decision for us, and kind of depends how we navigate the draft prior to that. But definitely rounds 9 and 10 are going to be like your last chance to get the best running back stashes. Like guys like Tuden, Jaden Blue, they're not going rounds 11, 12, 13 like they might be in best ball.
What about Woody Marks though? He might go super late. I'm kidding. I've talked enough about Woody Marks for one off.
The only other thing, the quarterback position is really weird, because you end up in a spot where I think elite QB is still pretty valuable, especially with the overall playoff contest where you kind of like need the nuts. But if you bypass elite QB, you're going to see like round 14, 15, Caleb Williams or Trevor Lawrence. So I kind of feel like for us, if we could get Lamar or Allen at the 3-4 turn, that's great. If not, might kind of just punt it all the way, unless like a natural stack or something.
I was going to say, because 3-10 and 4-3, I mean, that's going to be like prime range for Lamar or Allen. And, obviously we still got, Zay Flowers on the board. We still got Mark Andrews on the board. We still got Dalton, Dalton Kincaid will be available for a while. Josh Palmer will be available for a long while. James Cook, I think, would be, I mean, now that he's wrapped up, like, I think he's a fine pick.
Yeah, we have Josh Allen 33, ranked 33rd in this format, and Lamar Jackson ranked 36. So there at the end of round 3 is roughly where we have Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson ranked. And like, there's not that much opportunity cost here. And we've seen this in the best ball streets too, where this third round gets really weak. And I think for people playing regular season long, like elite quarterback in round 3, I think is definitely fine in like a
Marion Hampton at 310 would be a dream come true. I mean, it's probably not going to happen.
I'd be surprised, but I completely agree. I mean, this is this spot to kind of go non-receiver at this turn, and just knowing that we went 2 pass catchers to start. I know one of them was tight end, and then Amon-Ra round 2, and then I think rounds 5 through 7 or 8. There goes Hampton. Henderson's maybe in play. I don't know how much I don't know where you've moved him up, Silva. The market's
I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, but the market just went crazy after his preseason opener.
His Trayvon Henderson ADP is up to 42 overall in FFPC. We're at 56 overall on him. I mean, it would be a reach. I love Trayvon Henderson. I feel like that would be a pretty big reach there. Do you ever take Hurts or Jaden Daniels here?
Dink and I took Jaden Daniels in round 4 last time. I think they're fine here. I do think Lamar, Allen are kind of like on their own tier.
And they're both gone.
Yeah, they're both gone.
I mean, you want to say if Jalen Hurts makes it to 4.3, we take him?
We could certainly.
Yeah, I think so. I like Walker here, but Cook and Henderson are there. I think it's probably running back here.
Yeah. I prefer
would be like Tyreek fell a lot, but I know
I was going to argue for JSN, but he just went.
JSN went. McMillan's good, but he would kind of be on the way back if we wanted to lock in quarterback. I think it's running back though.
Yeah. I prefer James Cook to Kenneth Walker, but I know Leone's big on Kenneth Walker. Silva, you have a take there between Kenneth Walker and James Cook this season?
I mean, I have James Cook higher.
We can take Cook. That's fine. I think.
But I mean, what about Jalen Hurts, and hope that one of those RBs gets back to?
Do you take Hurts over Daniels?
I have Hurts over Daniels.
I think Let's take Cook and lock.
Yeah, I think one of them is. I think we should make a bet that hopefully one of them.
Not
Jaden
Henderson though, right?
All right, and then if we don't get one of those quarterbacks, maybe we get two of these RBs
Cook over Henderson.
Yes, I think Cook over Henderson. Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure because we were running down. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine to try to push elite quarterback here. It's not the end of the world if we don't get it whatsoever. I don't think. I mean, there's still so many. Me and Silva have talked so much about these quarterbacks that go in like in best ball between rounds like 9, 10, 11. Fields, Dak. I know Silva likes Trevor Lawrence a lot. Herbert, May,
and we have, from a stack standpoint, we have access to Kyler Murray and Goff.
Yeah,
I'm starting to get worried on Tyreek like Adam is. In an overall contest like this, I do think 3-4 turns not so bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great price, 35 overall on Tyreek for sure. But man, I'm worried. Yeah, if you guys saw the staff sleepers and bust, I had to go with Tyreek as my bust for this year. Hopefully,
if Trayvon makes it to us right here, you want to take him instead of Hurts Daniels? Oh wow, Breece Hall just went.
I kind of like Henderson here, and then that decision in round 8 I was talking about, like we can just slam receivers for 5 rounds, but
I kind of like Henderson too.
Yeah, but if we don't take quarterback here, I just want to make sure you guys are okay with like some package of 2 like pocket-ish passers. Unless we get
Fields and A-Rich. We're probably taking.
I'm fine with that, honestly. Like,
let's do it.
I think it's a bit of a reach on Trayvon, but man, I mean,
it is. But he's definitely not making it back to us.
Well, that's for sure.
Okay, I think I like that. And then we're just gonna go. I mean, it doesn't really change what we were gonna do at receiver, right? We were already gonna go receiver heavy, even if that was a quarterback pick. It just changes that, we're kind of trying to bank some upside at quarterback late.
Yeah.
I still have not quite figured out like how valuable the elite quarterback is in this format. You can kind of talk yourself into it.
I always think personally in full PPR, and especially in 1.5 point premium tight end, quarterback's gonna be a smaller part of your score, and therefore elite quarterback isn't as strong as it is in like half PPR standard, where quarterback is a huge part of your score. So yeah, I'm okay with passing on elite quarterback there. And a huge difference that you see here between the drafts that we do in best ball and here is, again, the wide receivers are going to get pushed. I've talked about this a ton in draft strategy and perfect draft, but the guys through the middle here that I'm talking about, like Xavier Worthy in this format, 45.2 ADP, Jalen Waddle, 64.9, George Pickens, 51.1, Zay Flowers, 64, Travis Hunter, 63, Jameson Williams, 56, Calvin Ridley, 57, Olave, 77, Pearsall, 76, Egbuka, 75, Golden, 86. I could keep going, but my point is that there are so many wide receivers we like that are available in the mid rounds, and hopefully we're going to get 3 or 4 or 5 of them here.
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the queue I loaded up, which is probably close where the tier drops off. But these receivers that are quite often gone by the middle of round 5 in best ball, there's a chance we get 2 of them at the 5-6 turn. Worthy, Metcalf, McLaurin, Sutton, Pickens, Jameson, Devontae, Ridley, Flowers, Waddle, Hunter, in no particular order. So there's 11 receivers, and we are 13 picks away.
I'm totally on board with waiting on quarterback for like a long time. But do you guys feel any inclination to maybe even consider Kyler Murray? Say he falls, 6-7 spots past his ADP to pair him with Trey McBride.
Yeah, I don't think it's like, I know I said it was binary early, but you still got to play the draft you're in, right? Like if there's no good skill player pick and we get this stack stuff, which definitely matters in the 3-week playoff sprint, and we do have Kyler kind of ranked above ADP. I'm definitely not above it. I like him worse in our rank, just knowing how late some of the other quarterbacks are going to fall, but I don't think that means you have to like play chicken all the way.
The quarterback ADPs in this are crazy, like Leone was alluding to. Kyler's ADP is 120. Fields' ADP is 122. Purdy goes 136. So, like, we're talking about 10th, 11th round for some quarterbacks that I still think have pretty good upside. They're not going to threaten the top 4 guys, but they have reasonable upside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the big question I think will be early round 10, where we're going to have to decide between probably Kyler or Fields and maybe one of the last best, running back bets, which at that point it might be worth it to go Kyler, even knowing we could get, Caleb or Lawrence or an A-Rich or whatever in like rounds 14 or 15.
This is a double flex league. Is that starting lineup? Is that correct, Leone?
Correct. It's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex with the tight end premium scoring. So it does make it fun because you will see people build rosters in completely different ways. You'll see really tight end heavy rosters because they can start them in the flex. Some people, like it because they can start tons of running backs. As someone who leans towards wide receivers over running backs, I kind of enjoy it because I think people might overdraft running back when in full PPR. You still kind of want to win the flex with receiver, even though you only have to start 2, you don't have to start 3. So the supply and demand is different.
Yeah. There goes Joe Burrow there at pick 5, stacked with Jamar Chase. I think I get it on Joe Burrow. We're certainly behind on rank. It's just when you're a pocket passer and you're going 5 picks later than Daniels and Hurts,
You better throw 45 touchdown.
And maybe he will. Honestly, maybe he will.
Oh, he could.
But he could definitely do it. But I just think that's like a bad bet to make when he goes so close to Daniels and Hurts.
That's a good turn for us, though, getting Hubbard and Burrow off. Any non-receiver pick is good for us at this point. There's like 9 receivers left, so we're guaranteed one of them. In a perfect world, we'd get 2 of these receivers. There's possibly I'm missing. I'll throw a couple other
guys. Put Olave
in
there.
I'm surprised that Buka's ADP hasn't gotten up. I saw Buka go like 51 or something in a best ball today.
The FFPC in draft room ADPs, though, I gotta say, aren't they're not like underdog where they're like last 48 hours. I think it's like all their drafts that have been all season, so it can be kind of stale. So I don't think there's any chance. That said, our ADP that's last 7 days does still have them like 75-ish there.
Egbuka,
as opposed to the 80 in the room. But we're probably not getting Egbuka in round 7. Probably would have to take him at this 5-6 turn.
Yeah, that's okay. What about Jacoby? Is he in this tier for you?
I think he's probably
put him in the queue. He's just way at the end of all these guys. I think Odunze actually belongs in our queue too.
All right, I'll throw Odunze in there. For me, though, if you're watching, I think the main tier is McLaurin, Jameson, Devontae, Ridley, Flowers, Waddle, Hunter, DJ Moore, and then probably a little bit of a drop-off.
Yeah, the one thing on the Waddle stuff, like as Tyreek goes more and more further off the reservation, I'm thinking more and more like Waddle not only can play well and pay off his ADP if Tyreek's there, but if Tyreek is gone, my God, I mean, Waddle could go absolutely nuts. And yeah, maybe it's only like 10% or something that Tyreek is gone, but that's more than 0, obviously.
I think we all love Waddle. I wrote him up for sleepers. I already capitulated to Silva's man versus machine on his aggressive Waddle ranking. I think we'd all be happy if we got Waddle at this turn.
What do you think about Derrick Henry with Lamar in this format, Leone? Or really for anybody in home leagues, would you take Hurts with Saquon? Would you take Lamar with Henry? It definitely hit last year, that's for sure.
Home leagues, I wouldn't have any reservation. This league, maybe I'm overthinking it and being too narrow because it definitely hit in DFS a few times last year. But I feel like over a 3-week sprint, there's probably going to be a combination that's better than when you gotta get the absolute nuts where like Lamar, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking that, but
we're 1 pick away. Texas Felon took Rashee Rice, so shout out to you, Texas Felon.
All right, I kind of think we just go Waddle. Everybody here likes Waddle, but Ridley and Flowers and Hunter are all good picks as well.
Yeah, I have that Ridley then Waddle for me, but it's certainly super. I have like a mixed strategy there where I try to mix both between Ridley and Waddle, but I
really like Flowers.
Yeah.
I like Flowers a lot too. I like all these guys. We're hopefully we get 2. Do you like Ridley? Is he anywhere near the top for you, or is he behind Waddle?
I think he's like very clearly at the top, right?
Ridley.
At all these guys?
Yeah.
Well, then let's take Ridley because by ADP, there's a better
Right.
chance.
We have to kind of play the ADP game because we're on the turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ridley, we're all good with Ridley, right?
Yeah, I prefer Ridley. I will say it's really narrow, but we do have Waddle and Flowers slightly ahead in this FFPC format over Ridley. But part of that is a little bit of looks like delayed ADP here. Ridley ADP.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but
57.3.
we have Laporta up in this group as well, who went right after. Dink and I think did that in ours with like the second. We had Flowers and
Shit.
Yeah, this is probably going to be Flowers, but hopefully not.
We need Flowers here.
Who's our backup? Then you start getting in Flowers goes. That was a rough.
That was brutal.
Little turn for us.
I like Olave, but
it would be Olave and Jacoby Myers for me.
I like Olave better than Myers.
Okay.
Adam, I thought you hated the Jacoby Myers ceiling. We couldn't get you to play him in DFS at all last year. Now you want to. All right, so we're all good with Olave.
Yeah, I think we understand the risk we're taking with Olave that like the team completely craters and they can't get a first down, but outside of that.
I also think that he can survive that.
Yeah.
I mean, not getting a first down. But, I mean, they're going to throw the ball a million times. They're going to have garbage time. They play indoors.
Yeah, and they're going to play fast. It's just when you combine the injury risk with the systemic risk of the team, I think there's certainly some risk in Olave, but I have a ton of him and Shaheed both. So, and I actually think Kellen Moore is a sharp guy and can figure some stuff out. And although the team is probably trying to lose, they have a lot of motivation, obviously in the coaches and the players to win. So I feel probably better than market about Saint stuff.
We were very close to getting, two receivers in the tier we really wanted, like just missed, had the 3 in a row go right before us. Still like Olave there, but that would have been nice if we got one of Waddle, Flowers, or Hunter.
Yeah. What do you think about like the 2v2 that we could have gotten? Like, let's say we go Mike Evans or Tedero McMillan instead of Trayvon, and then you get a Tony Pollard instead of Olave there. You know what I mean? Like, because it was a bit of a reach, I thought, on rank and ADP on Trayvon, and I really like him, but a bit of a reach. But maybe if we go wide receiver there and Pollard gets to us, would be an interesting one.
Yeah, I think I like the way we have it on upside, but it's close for sure. But I'm not as high on Pollard probably as you guys are.
We should talk about the Rashee Rice thing here. Texas Felon 8 took Rashee Rice. So the way I understand it is NFL wants a very long suspension, 8-10 games, something like that. There is a precedent from a Jets player that I never heard of who had a similar charge, but it was not a felony. He didn't plead to any jail time. Rashee Rice is probably not going to end up actually serving any jail time. But anyways, the Rice thing seems way worse, and it's on video. And so I think that after this September 30th arbitration, it's going to happen very quickly, a suspension anywhere from 4 to 8 games. We currently have 6 right now in projection, but it's certainly fluid. We don't know how the arbitrator is going to rule, and we don't know, maybe it'll take longer than a couple of days for the arbitrator to rule, in which point maybe you start pushing it into closer to the fantasy playoffs, especially in this league where the fantasy playoffs start in week 13, right, Leone? So I thought that was a little early for Rashee Rice from Texas Felon 8, given everything that's going on there right now.
Yeah, there was a report that they possibly could settle before the season that came out just before we started the draft. So it's always possible, but it seems more than likely that it doesn't get settled to the hearing Adam's talking about. I'm not really sure where to place him. I'm definitely a little bit worried that Worthy has a really good stretch without Rashee, and then Rashee isn't, as dominant as we expect. On a per game basis, I still expect him to pay off the tag that he got drafted at, but if you're drafting him at 5-6, you're probably hoping for only 4 to 6 missed games, and you're hoping for more like round 3, per game production.
Yeah. There goes Egbuka there at 70 overall.
Yeah, I think round 7 Ibuka is pretty dead in these higher stakes leagues. You might be able to get him there in your home leagues, but
Yeah.
I've been kind of frustrated that Ibuka and Golden have gotten so much hype this offseason because I was in on them anyways, and all it's doing is
You might
driving
have
their
played a
price
hand
up.
in that, Leone.
Yeah. It's like the hot dog meme. Who could have done this?
It's not me though, because it's coming from like camp beat
Yeah,
reporters
I
and
know.
stuff. Like that's the drumbeat. It's not like fantasy stuff that's driving them up. Well, Green Bay's got all the injuries to other receivers. They won't stop. Both teams, unprompted, won't stop talking about their rookie receivers.
It's not like Brian Thomas last year, who I was just actually going over my perfect draft thing from last year, and shout out to Leone, who helped certainly get me on to Brian Thomas, but he was going in round 9. Like, there was like no hype on Brian Thomas. He was going in like round 9 last year and never moved. So yeah, it was just total smash.
So there are, and still another stretch of receivers that obviously we're trying to get.
I have
Pearsall.
Trayvon Jennings in this pool as well. I know that it's frustrating to have a guy with a contract situation and the quote unquote calf injury, but
yep, he's in the mix there for sure.
Okay.
Pearsall, Myers, Golden, Addison, Jennings, Debo, Diggs. Then there's probably
have you seen some of this negativity about Stephon Diggs recently?
That was just like a joke. It was like a joke. Like Diana Rossini asked him, like, "Are you going to be out there for week 1?" And he was like flirting. He's like, we'll see. Tune in to find out, And then the media like ran with it. Diggs might not be ready for week 1. It was like, I thought it was ridiculous. Or are you talking about the video of him running perfectly fine and people said there's something wrong with his gait?
No, I was talking about Phil Perry.
Yeah, because it's actually a funny video. You guys should find it. Vrabel just like.
Yeah, but it was something else.
Berated Phil
It wasn't
Perry.
just that. I mean, I don't think anybody expects Diggs to not be ready for week 1.
Yeah, exactly. Man, Tyler Warren's a great pick in this format, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Andrews and Njoku also on the board. They're probably in this conversation. I mean, we're looking at flex pass catcher here.
Loveland.
I would love to get one kind of rookie upside guy on this
I
turn.
love Andrews this year.
I mean, if Golden makes it back to us, that's pretty strong, right?
I like Tucker Kraft a lot.
Yeah,
as well.
I know Silva likes
Ferguson's really good in this format.
Silva likes Pearsall. Adam liked Jacoby Myers at the last.
If Pearsall makes it to us, we have to take him.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna, but he's if we got one of Pearsall, Golden, Myers, I think we'd be pretty happy.
I think Jaden Reed is out of his boot, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Which is a good sign, obviously.
Reed's a good pick, too. There's some potential he honestly drops to our pick at the end of round 9. But if the board doesn't break good for us, he's definitely in play at the 7-8 turn.
Yeah, the tight ends, you don't think Loveland is in the same tier as like Warren, Kincaid, Ferguson? I actually think Andrews is probably better than those guys.
I think Loveland's close, and he kind of fits the, if we're trying to get some rookie upside onto this team, he fits. There goes Pearsall, and Njoku, Pearsall go.
Yeah. Andrews is solid for sure.
Andrews would be great.
Andrews just went.
Unbelievable.
So I think we're going to get Myers or Golden, I think, are probably the best. Addison, Jennings, Debo, Diggs, Reed are there. Tucker Kraft, Ferguson, Loveland are there.
Man, I can't believe I thought Jacoby was fine on our last pick. That's crazy. He's all the way back.
Yeah, I have a tough time passing on Golden here, so that would be my pick. But
I'm fine with Golden for you're trying. This is
I think if you're playing the ADP game, you got to take Myers here and then hope Golden gets back, right?
I don't think this ADP in the room's like reflective of the current.
Really? Okay.
Is
all right. I mean,
Golden's ADP is 86 on our side, and Jacoby is 76.
Yeah, we could go Myers. I feel like Myers at this point where we're getting deeper onto our roster, the upside matters a little bit more. I mean, certainly would love if Myers came back.
Yeah, I would say that if I was playing a home league, I would take Myers, like a 12-team confined home league. I would take Myers. I think if we're trying to get first in this format, I'm fine with Golden.
All right, we'll take Golden. You guys can thank you for giving me the Golden.
The only way I'd feel bad about this is if, like what Evan said, like Jaden Reed or Leone said, Jaden Reed makes it all the way back, like all the way back. Because I think Jaden Reed still has some breakout appeal. If he's there 2 rounds later, I mean, I wouldn't feel great about Reed being there 2 rounds after Golden.
Right. But we'd just be taking Reed,
Yeah.
at that point too. That's what Dink and I essentially did that in our main. We went Golden first and then we took Reed the next round.
Right.
So we've still got a good receiver tier. I mean, Loveland's in the mix. Then there's Myers. Addison is good too, right? Like the suspension doesn't really matter to us. Jennings, Debo.
I think
Diggs.
Jennings would be a great pick. There he goes. Unbelievable.
There's Jennings.
Jacoby Myers would be a lock. Of course, he will be the next pick.
I don't see anyone at running back worth. I mean, ETN for me would probably be the closest. I just think we got to go pass catcher. We took the double running back early.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And I actually like Tracy a little bit also there, but
Jacoby would be really, really nice here.
Who's the backup? Addison?
That's fine
or
by me.
do you like Diggs or Reed better?
I would go Reed, but
I think Reed might
with
make it
that,
all the way back. People are still worried, but yeah, I think I would have it Myers first.
Get
Then
Myers
Addison,
here,
then
and we
Diggs.
can move forward.
Yeah, I'm just trying to plan so we're not scurrying on the clock in case.
Let's go.
Okay,
Finally.
there we go. Jacoby Myers.
Wow, somebody took a guy with no foot. Interesting decision there by the guy before us to take Joe Mixon.
Guy with no foot.
But this is what we talked about, right? The wide receiver value, rounds 5 through 8, that we're pretty comfortable with. We almost really got super lucky at the 5-6 turn. It still worked out fine. Like we like Olave.
Yeah.
Get the upside rookie pick in Golden, and then the really stable veteran pick in Myers. We can still, Golden doesn't even have to start for us week 1, potentially. And we can still go wide receiver next turn. Next turn will be interesting between wide receiver, running back, and Kyler, sort of as the 3 options.
Yeah. So do people take like 2 quarterbacks before they take 1 in this? Because that in a regular home league, like it wouldn't happen very often where like once teams have a quarterback, they usually just stop.
Yeah, this league hasn't been like super off the board. So I think there's a chance we might not see that. It seems like pretty straight drafters here. Dink and I were in kind of a crazy draft where the guy who took Allen took Bo Nix in like round 7. We haven't seen any of that. My inclination is we definitely want to grab a running back because I think it's really going to dry up after 9-10. And then that second pick is like, does a wide receiver fall or a tight end fall that we really like? If yes, take them. If not, just lock in the Kyler stack.
Right.
You don't really have Jaden Higgins in the queue, do you, Leone?
I do have Jaden Higgins.
Is that a mistake?
We could throw Christian Kirk in there, but this is for this is where we get into that redraft thing though, where it's like our second bench receiver, but I think you like the Kirk legitimate upside, so he could be in play. But sometimes when you get to the Kirk level, like him, a completely different player, but like an upside swing at a similar price, Luther Burden, those guys sometimes might dip into like 11.
Did Jalen Warren go?
Yes, he went.
Okay.
He went into 7-1. He went a little bit early.
Did Travis Etienne go?
Etienne did not go. I threw Etienne, Dobbins, Jaden Blue in the queue.
What about Charbonnet?
Yeah, Charbonnet, Scatabo are good.
What about Fat Mondre?
Yeah, I don't love that pick for our team, but he's there.
What about Tootin?
Tootin,
put him in the queue.
Yeah, I think Tootin would be a really good pick.
What about Dylan Sampson? I mean, I just don't know what even to think about Quinshon Judkins right now, even after he apparently got cleared, although I don't know.
So charges were not pressed doesn't mean that he's cleared from the NFL's eyes. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but there is precedent for NFL suspending without there being an actual charge against Quinshon Judkins. So we'll see there.
Yeah, the positive thing for him is just that now it makes it cleaner for him to be able to sign the contract and just get in there.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was the risk before all this was like, he's not even signed. Like they got to sign him and then he gets in. So even if he signs and gets a 5-game suspension, he's still kind of a bench stash.
Yeah. Tucker Kraft and Tyler Warren. Like, I know it sucks to not have elite tight end in this format, but man, Warren and Tucker Kraft together is a nice tight end room in this format.
I think if you don't get one of the top tight ends, we do have a good value in Laporta, but kind of waiting out that tier and getting Kraft or Ferguson is probably a better value than being the person who took like Evan Ingram at the end of round 6.
One quarterback who I think we should put in the queue who would be a lot of fun to pair with Trayvon Henderson would be Drake May, who's got massive rushing upside.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll throw May in the queue there. But you can see like QB is just so like there's so many solid QB bets.
Right. Fields.
Yeah, I'm not thinking until like round 13 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like that 11, 12 turns probably where we're going QB. This is, I think, running back receiver, but it depends. It could be running back, like depending what's there. And depending what kind of archetype we want to take. We don't like Javante's there, but we don't really necessarily need like I don't know if that's a bad pick when we're probably not starting him week 1. Like that's kind of you're taking him right for the early season startability.
It's hard for me to see Javonte Williams like holding the job like to himself all year, but I would have said the same thing about Rico Dowdle last year, but
yeah. Silva's boy Jaden Blue is not going to make it back to us in 11. So if we want him, if we want Tuden, those are the types of guys that like you got to take 9, 10.
Yeah. So I think Tuten, I have been taking Tuten ahead of Blue now. I know that's against ADP, but I actually prefer Tuten to Blue now just on the chance that there is a trade of either Bigsby or ETN or Tuten just outright wins the job or wins a big roll down the stretch. So.
But we I think got to take one running back here. And then it's just the next pick. That's the question mark. I mean, ETN Tuden would be amazing. I'm surprised ETN hasn't gone yet with.
Yeah, me too.
That positive preseason.
If you got ETN Tuden, it would be so sick if then ETN got traded and you potentially have the starting running back for both teams.
That's the dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah, there goes Charbonnet.
But yeah, not to like be overly repetitive, but for the people who have been watching best ball content and drafting best ball teams, this is really where it like deviates.
Yeah.
And there's going to be receivers where you're like, why aren't you taking that receiver? And it's just different in a managed format.
Especially you only have to start 2 wide receivers in this league, and you can start 4, but you only have to start 2. If you're in a league where you have to start 3 and you can start 4, that makes a big difference in wide receiver value also.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to get 6 really high upside receivers and then have 4 kind of become clear starts by the end of the season. As opposed to best ball, you're taking 7 to 8 and you're ping-ponging scores and yada, yada.
Do we have Goddard in the queue?
No, I can throw him in there. Yeah, Goddard, I think, is probably the best. He is the best of the remaining tight ends, for sure. It's probably not even close. Goddard's definitely in play. That's a good call.
I'm glad nobody's brought up Pitts yet.
We talked about this on the Sleeper Show, and we were talking about Will Shipley, but, the pass catchers in Philadelphia have contingent value as well if you think that there's a chance that Saquon Barkley could break down, because I think that the Eagles would not be such a run-heavy team because they have a lot of talent in the passing game to begin with, and their running back would be better in the passing game probably. Will Shipley was a guy who caught 70 passes over his final 2 seasons in college.
Yeah.
So that would also benefit Dallas Goedert if something were to happen to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. It's not that Jalen Hurts can't throw. It's that they don't ask him to throw. Or at least last year, they didn't ask him to throw a lot. Or hardly at all, really.
So ETN does go. Keon Coleman, Godwin go. They were decent receiver stashes. There is still like Cooper Kupp, Khalil Shakir. But I think for our team, Goddard goes. I almost think this is going to be running back for us. And we all seem to like Tuden. I'd kind of prefer to just lock that in.
Let's do it.
Are you taking Tootin above Blue these days, Evan?
No, but they're like real close.
Yeah. I mean,
Do
Beta's
you want to go blue first?
right. We could get both. We're more likely to get both if we go Blue first. But
Are you sure? Because blue is hurt right now.
yeah,
I still think we're more likely to get both if we go blue first, but I'm not 100% sure.
God,
on
we
that.
kind of want to get Tootin.
all right. If you prefer Tootin, I prefer Tootin anyways. But
Let's go Tootin then and risk blue if that seems to be everyone's preference, and
yeah,
we'll see what comes back. I think blue would be great for our team. Give us 2 upside running back stashes, and then we kind of cross our fingers on like a Christian Kirk, fall to round 11.
Did Kyler go?
No,
No.
Kyler's there. It's really been chicken at quarterback. There's a Baker, Nix, Kyler, Dak, Fields, Purdy,
Yeah,
May,
there's so
Caleb all
many.
there.
Yeah.
Judkins goes. There's also Sampson is there as well. Sounds like Adam's out on that.
I mean, I just like it's
what
hard.
about Scatabo? Like, is he? I mean,
I've gotten warmer on Tracy as this whole thing's gone along. Just like if you look at Tracy's season last year, I thought he was like actually good. Is really a 4th round rookie going to come steal so much? It's maybe, but like I feel like with Scatabo, we're like hoping that the Giants are serviceable and he steals pass game work from a guy who was a receiver in college.
Yeah, I think you're right that the market in general has undervalued Tracy's upside. Like I think they viewed him as the boring starting pick when like he's a year 2 guy that was decently efficient year 1. Like there's upside there. At the same time, I still like. I guess I just kind of like them both.
There goes
Scatabo goes though, so we got 2 more picks. Hopefully we get blue. I think that'd be
that'd
exciting.
be fun if we get Jaden Blue.
So
Haven't caught many breaks in this draft.
You think you guys both? I think in this format, you both prefer blue over the clear 1 injury away guys like Algier, Benson, guys like that, Braylon Allen.
I think so, just because like it could break right without injury for blue.
Yeah.
But that's where like Ramondre gets lost in the shuffle, where it's like, I think
he's gonna have a role for sure.
We're just sort of making our bet on Henderson. I think. I know some people like to handcuff, but I think if we're in a situation where Henderson isn't clearly startable,
come on, we got him.
Already a loss.
We got him.
One more pick, right? Oh no,
No,
we're on the
we're
clock.
up,
Yes.
we're up.
Yes.
Smash that button.
All right, everybody's good with Jaden Blue.
Tootin and blue. This is, I think the ship chasers would call this a slappy when you take Tootin and blue back to back.
Is slappy a good thing?
I'm not even quite sure what it means.
Yeah, there's left wing slappies, there's right wing slappies, depending on which type of player. It can be all over the place.
Oh, hold on. Oh, there goes Kyler. That sucks. That's all right though. We plenty of quarterbacks left.
That's all right. The running backs, they just go so fast, and we still get. I mean, you guys both like Fields a good bit, don't you?
Yeah.
And then Drake May.
And we don't have Dak stacked, but I like Dak also, and
Yeah, who just went off?
And B-Nix.
Oh, Higgins goes.
I mean, Dak and Jaden Blue could be a thing.
By the way,
there's also Goff for stacking, where I think with the big bench too, it's okay to maybe carry 2 quarterbacks throughout the season. Another thing that's different in this format, in that 3-week playoff sprint, there's some validity if you've got 2 similarly valued quarterbacks to kind of rolling the dice that you play the correct one on the correct week, and then you can separate from people, as opposed to like if Lamar Jackson's the guy you need, like everyone's starting Lamar Jackson every week. But if we get the Amon-Ra Goff stack go off one week, and then they have a bad matchup the next week, and we play Fields and he runs for 102, then you can start to separate from the field, because it's very rare that people would be playing that combination.
Yeah. Before we go any further, I almost forgot. We do this because it's fun and we love it. But reminder, we are selling something here. If you're interested in the ETR draft kit, head to establishedrun.com. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Draft kit covers FFPC rankings. All our rankings for every format. Silva's 150. Dynasty trade calculator. During the season, it includes an in-season trade calculator as well for your leagues. Has my perfect draft, my draft strategy. Silva's Shy Way is coming out soon there as well. And then you can also check out the bundle option, bundles draft kit with in season. In season is what you need if you want to access our projections, fantasy projections for every player in every game, DFS shows, DFS projections, Silva's matchups, etc. So head to establishtheRun.com for details. I'm honestly not worried about quarterback, man. Like, there's so many good ones that are going to be there.
Yeah, and ideally we'd stack, but it's not as critical as in best ball when you lose the best ball scoring facet to it. You certainly would prefer to be stacked, but it's not the end of the world if we're not. I do think there might be some correlation on Dak Blue where the seasons that Blue does really well, I think might be the seasons where they're like, we're just going to chuck the ball.
Yeah.
And they just get the explosive players on the field.
Yeah. I like taking Dak there too. And yeah, Strange was one that I was going to bring up also as like a tight end that could break out for like, I don't think like 60 catches or 70 catches.
Literally just got drafted.
Yeah, I know. I don't think 60 or 70 catches is that crazy to think for Brenton Strange.
There's, likely longer term play. I like Chig late.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry caught 66 balls last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Henry. It is a tricky spot with the tight end premium though, where I think sometimes these tight ends all just go a little bit too early, which is part of the reason why it's nice to just lock in the elite tight end early.
Yeah, the only ones that I thought were good deals really after the elites went were Warren and Kraft. But even that, is a little bit high.
Yeah, I thought Goddard was solid.
Yeah.
And Laporta, I'm kind of a sucker for Laporta. It's not like but there's a lot of opportunity cost where he goes.
Right. Yeah, I like getting some more one injury away backs on our team. Like, I want to bet on more chaos at the running back position this year. Like, it was such an outlier last year that all these guys stayed healthy and dominated. Like, the Algiers, the Bensons, the Braylon Allen.
Braylon looks good looking at this list.
Yeah, I mean, we've already lost a bunch of them. Ray Davis, we have James Cook, but Ray Davis generally, Shipley.
Woody Marks.
Will Shipley.
What could go wrong?
In the queue, I mean.
Yep, they're in there.
Would be, man, I don't know if I want to double up New Orleans receivers, but Shaheed's starting to.
Oh, yeah. God, I have so much Olave and Shaheed.
There's also Mooney where we don't need. I know he's not like your typical like full on breakout, but we kind of missed those high end breakouts. He's still a good second half play if he misses some time early.
Do you think we need to go quarterback at one of these picks, or do you think we can keep pushing it? I mean, I like Dak, but
I'd probably want to lock in one. I mean, we could certainly push it, right? Like, especially if we have a plan to, maybe stash A-Rich, right? You could certainly push it and get Goff later and then like the A-Rich dart throw. Yeah. I do think like Dak and Purdy and maybe May have, I guess the top four on the board, I do think maybe have a little bit more upside, but like, it depends how picky we are on which one we get. If we say we don't care, they're going to last. I don't know if Christian Kirk and Braylon Allen were both here, I might say push it. Like, I think that'd be a pretty good turn.
Yeah. We do have correlation with both Drake May to Trayvon and a little bit Dak to Blue, although that's pretty thin.
Yeah, no correlations on Purdy or Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, the A-Rich play is just like put him on our bench. When he starts, we can start him. Like I think that's totally fine.
Yeah, we're definitely taking two quarterbacks. Probably don't want to take three. That's probably too much roster space devoted to it when you just want some dart throws. But
yeah, there's no IR deactivation in this league, correct?
No, it's 10 bench spots, which is a lot, but it's all bench spots, no IR stuff.
Right. It's still a pretty big bench. I mean, 10 bench spots is big bench.
Yeah, we do have to play a kicker and a defense. Obviously, don't need to worry about that quite yet.
Yeah, there goes Shaheed. That's really late. I mean, I guess it's not that late for Shaheed 126, but I like that.
Again, that's part of the reason why you just suck up the running back picks the rounds before, because You see like Bird and Higgins last to the end around 10, Shaheed 11. There goes Brent. We're one pick away from Evan's boy, who I think would be a good pick here.
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk, you ready to capitulate again?
I mean, I'll take Kirk. I'll take Kirk here. That opens up some Stroud. I think I'd probably take Kirk here, honestly. Running backs, though, you have Garendo.
Yeah, Kirk to be our wide receiver 6.
Yeah, I'm fine with Kirk.
Imagine locking in 95 catches to be your wide receiver 6.
You okay with Kirk, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I see the same ceiling that Silva does on Kirk, but I think he'll be solid.
Yeah, I don't know if I see either, but I'm trying to be open-minded. I remember that one year, like, Zay Jones had that really useful year for Jacksonville, and I kind of was like,
Christian Kirk is actually good.
Well, I'm trying to say a point that's going to support you. If you would
no, this is not going to support you with some bum.
Well, what I'm saying
Zay Jones is a tight end.
I'm saying is
that year he averaged like 7.9 yards per reception.
Yeah, but he was incredibly useful that one year in fantasy, going in a similar spot in the draft. And what I'm saying is, like,
not really.
I'm team upside. The team that won $1 million in this exact contest started Zay Jones in the playoffs.
Well, he had a really big game in the playoffs.
Right. So what I'm trying to get at is much as we want the pure upside
is that what you're
plays at this point in the draft, we don't want to go too far where we just completely dismiss guys who are going to score points. We want to find the middle ground. That's all I'm saying, which is freaking trying to support you, Silva, but you're trying to battle me.
I reject that kind of support.
Did Dak go? Dak must have gone. Oh yeah.
No, Dak.
Oh, Dak did not go.
Yeah, I'm probably Dak here. But there's Shipley, JCM. JCM just went. I'm probably Dak here because I don't love any of the other picks.
I'd be good with Dak.
Maybe the Spears injury doesn't matter so much since, this is clearly this is our 5th running back. I'm just trying to throw all the ideas out there so we don't miss anything. And then,
yeah, I mean, Garendo's been banged up for like a week with a shoulder. He's supposed to be out 2 weeks. He's still like behind.
There goes Dak.
Yeah.
There goes Jalen Wright. I like Purdy. I think he's pretty solid. We could do May for the stacking. I kind of prefer Purdy, but both these guys have buys. Dak went, Garendo went. So we have Purdy, May, Caleb, Goff at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to take Drake May.
We've got Spears, Ford, Rashad White, Jalen Wright, Will Shipley.
It's time to pull the trigger on a quarterback, unfortunately.
Yeah. Adam, what do you think? I think we could push it, not getting Dak, but
I mean, we have 40 spots between May and Purdy in the ranks. I mean, we have Purdy way ahead.
I would be Purdy if we took quarterback. I feel like if we don't agree on quarterback, maybe we push it, but
and take what, Chig?
Take like Shipley or something.
Yeah,
or do you want to take Purdy? I'm Purdy over May, so I guess you got to
let's just take Shipley, try to push it. Why not? And we can take A-Rich and something else.
All right, I'm good with that.
Okay.
We're gonna get A-Rich, and he's gonna win the job and lead us to $1 million.
Yeah, we've got the Goff stack in our back pocket.
Goff too. Yeah. Are we the only ones that haven't taken a quarterback?
We are the
team 11.
Team 11,
yeah.
Who we picked before, is the only other team without a quarterback. Team 3 is, I think, kind of likely to take a second quarterback. They only took Fields in round 11. There goes Mooney. That was a decent pick too.
Definitely. Yeah, I think Mooney's going to end up playing week 1. That's just I don't know for sure, but that's just my feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Marvin? That was a super late Marvin Mims too. I mean, there's some wide receiver stuff late.
Yeah. We did get to 6 receivers. I don't think we even necessarily need to draft another receiver unless it's just someone we really like. Like, it can be all RBs, QBs, and probably want another tight end in there. Likely is really falling. It's not like we need him to start to begin the year.
Yeah. The likely injury, they're like, oh, he fractured his foot, but he's going to be back in 4 weeks. I'm like, what are you talking about? He fractured his foot, he's going to be back in 4 weeks. But that's what they're saying, so.
The thing is that when he does come back, he's going to be used. And if Mark Andrews goes down, like Isaiah likely is a top 5 fantasy tight end.
For sure.
He is there, right? I didn't mess that up, did I?
No, he's there. He's in the queue.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah.
He's there. Yeah, I guess Ertz is there too. Not, he just catches more balls than people anticipate pretty much every year. But it's not like a huge upside play. Likely is a big upside play where if something happens to Andrews, you're.
This is 20 rounds or 18?
This is 20 rounds.
Yeah.
10 starters, including the kicker and defense,
kicker and defense,
and then 10 bench.
Yeah, we just put up the kicker and defense tiers. I'll bring those up just in preparation.
So someone submitted as their sleeper a defense.
Yeah,
dude, we got too many nerds on staff now.
I think it's excellent. I want to get that defense on this team.
Let's do it.
I think it was who was it? I think it was Cardinals maybe for
it was Cardinals.
Yeah.
I like it.
We kind of panicked on that pick. Who do you have earlier, Silva, Shipley or Woody Marks?
I think they're really close. I think Marks maybe. Off the top of my head. I mean, they're like really close.
Yeah. I mean, I think Marks can have a standalone role in full PPR, but it's not going to be like exciting, but Shipley clearly needs an injury.
Yeah. And in this format, you do see the pure handcuffs move up earlier because you just don't need the points from some of these guys. Let's say Najee Harris comes back week 3, partial role, 8 to 10 points a game. You just don't really need it in this format. So that's why if people are wondering why some of the handcuffs start going way earlier, that's part of the reason as well.
Yeah. Back to the Arizona defense for a second. I mean, their schedule is absurd. They play Saints, Panthers, 49ers, Seahawks, Titans, Colts to start the season.
I've heard enough. We're taking them in the 18th round.
Well, that's the beauty. No one takes them. We can take them late. I think I'd grab Marks if he was still there, and then we definitely will grab a quarterback at this turn.
Yeah. Man, this feels like old school. Like this is the way that I used to handle quarterback when I was playing fantasy in like 2006 and stuff. It's like 2005.
I have Woody Marks and Will Shipley 5 spots apart, and I have Woody Marks ahead for the record.
Okay. And this format, might lean a little more towards Shipley just because we're trying to get super freaking lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Old school court. I mean, we've got Purdy, Caleb, May all on the board.
Yeah.
Like those
and I like Herbert. I know they're not correlated with our team, but I like McCarthy and Herbert also.
Yeah, we do get the backdoor Stroud Kirk stack available to us. We've talked about stashing A. I mean, there's, we got sniped a little bit on Kyler and Dak, but ultimately, I think we're fine. We talked about this not being overly binary treating quarterback, but definitely being willing to do what we're going to end up doing.
Yeah.
Purdy goes to the Burrow team. That's kind of a strange pick, but
just generally, Leone, even for best ball stuff, like I'm always trying to correlate like my best players with quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's great to have Stroud and Kirk or like, Geno to Dante Thornton or something. But really, I feel like there's more, maybe it's just in my head, but I feel there's more value in stacking with your primary pass catcher, like Kyler to McBride or, Hurts to AJ Brown and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And managed especially because, right, like hopefully we're not even starting Kirk, in which case the correlation literally means nothing.
Right.
In best ball, I agree, but like sometimes when those later picks are going to pay off ADP, like the whole offense is doing really well and you're getting those points, whereas, Puka or whoever early could almost dominate no matter what. Like even if Stafford just like, okay, or,
right.
Same thing with CD. But yeah, I mean, I think your highest leverage spots you would want correlated a little bit more. Trey Harris goes. That's one of the last rookie receivers. Kyle Williams. If we did take Drake May, we could do Kyle Williams and maybe get a breakout. Like we said, the backdoor stacking definitely 100% is less important than it is in best ball. you can still dream a little bit, but you're kind of hoping the player breaks out and becomes an obvious start.
Well, Drake May is going to break out.
Yeah, I mean, we're headed towards hopefully being able to get Drake May. If we got May, I know you've got May first, so we'll move
Did
May
Jordan Love
first.
go?
No, Love didn't go.
You want to put him in the queue because you made us draft Matthew Golden.
Yeah, we can put Love in the queue. I mean, Caleb's there, Goff's there. Like, we only need to take one quarterback here. We're still going to get another good one later. Like, that's what's kind of crazy. I mean, even Stroud's got a little bit of upside. I don't know if there's much difference from the quarterback we're going to end up taking and the quarterback. There goes May, and the quarterback that goes in round.
Yeah.
You know, like Baker in round 10. We should probably lock one in now.
Yeah.
I think Caleb's the last of a tier in terms of upside. That would be my vote. But
I'm surprised your vote wouldn't be Goff considering front door with Amon-Ra.
Yeah, I think the stacking is just a little bit less important. And I mean, maybe we could take them both. Or we could just take Woody Marks and see who comes back to us. But this guy next to us might go double tap QB.
Starting to get a little thin here.
Yeah, I think Goff, given our team, I think Goff over Caleb, but maybe I'm just too worried about Bears stuff. I don't know. What do you think, Silva, Goff or Caleb?
I think I'd take Jordan Love over both of them.
I mean, should I just take Woody Marks and we'll take whichever one?
Fuck it.
Yeah, we're gonna get one of those three quarterbacks, and then
hopefully A-Rich or Stroud at the next turn.
Yeah.
We also we have Ridley. Like Cam Ward's a good pick for us too, right? Like he's got some upside, right?
Yeah. And
he's just buried here.
Yeah, Cam Ward has some upside.
I mean, honestly, we could push it again if we want. Maybe if we wanted to take Likely or something. If you guys don't like Caleb and Goff, and then I'm starting to be like, what's the difference between all these guys if you don't like
right? Do that? No, I mean it's a fair point.
Well, I think there's a difference between Goff and Caleb Williams.
The thing is, I don't want
and Cameron Ward.
I don't want it to come back to us and we're the cliff is we've fallen off the cliff.
Okay, well we survived one that team at 11. Oh, there goes Likely. Likely probably would have been the guy I pushed for if we. So maybe, I'll move with quarterback now. I think it's quarterback or Kyle Williams.
Yeah, I'm not that high on Kyle Williams. I know Dago really likes Kyle Williams, but
yeah, we honestly don't have to take another pass catcher. He's just kind of like the last, rookie wide receiver.
Yeah.
Before you get into the Dante Thornton, Pat Bryant,
Tesla.
Yeah, those types.
If we had gotten Drake May, I would have said Kyle Williams might have been a little bit better.
Yeah, we could have gone Drake May and then backdoored, but we didn't get it.
Yeah.
Man, I think I have a hard time. Even with the correlation, I have a hard time going Goff over Caleb.
Really?
I just think it's a little different I don't know, maybe I'm not thinking about it right, though. I'm just thinking pure upside.
Yeah.
It's just, kind of hard for Goff to hit it. But
we
could take Goff. If we think we can get A-Rich, maybe we take this safer correlated pick and Goff, right? And then take A-Rich.
I mean, we saw Goff hit a ceiling last year. Why do you think that Goff's ceiling isn't comparable to Caleb's?
Yeah, I just think it was pretty.
He just scored an outrageous amount of points.
Yeah,
JJ's talking about it a lot, but yeah, we got a really good price tag on him. No, we can go Goff with the correlation.
I mean, it's up to you guys. My vote would be Goff, but it's up to you guys.
I've talked myself into it because I feel like we could get Ward or A-Rich as our big upside.
Just take Goff.
Jared Goof. Man, by the way, if anybody's watching the quarterback show on Netflix, Jared Goff's wife is featured. I mean, my type, man. Beautiful skin.
Yeah,
and dark hair.
It's almost like there's three of her.
Let's get this back on.
Almost like there's three of her.
Let's get. How donkey would it be to take three quarterbacks given how late we started?
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I mean, the problem is you don't want them to be roster cloggers, right? You don't want to be I can't drop this guy because we're carrying three quarterbacks or whatever.
But I wouldn't be opposed to going Goff, Love, A-Rich, and then dropping one of them early.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we still have 3 weeks till the season, or 2.5 weeks till the season. Like, I'd rather roster someone that maybe could benefit from an injury or something. But
Yeah. So that gives us like 2 cracks at stacks.
I mean, Marshawn Lloyd is healthy for now.
I've started to draft him.
Sean Tucker with Rashad White dealing with this injury as we speak.
I still like Roshan. Giddens is a good one too.
Giddens, if something happened to JT, for sure.
Yeah, no, you're right. We can't roster 3. It just, I still have a little best ball brain seeing like, oh, we could stack 2 guys and you know, stash the upside pick, but we probably just gotta.
I mean, if it was closer to the season, I'd be more okay with stashing
right
3. It's just we're still 2.5 weeks out.
Yeah, because if it was close to the season, you could say nothing crazy is probably going to happen, and after week 1, we can make a decision based on these offenses.
When's the first waiver run?
Doesn't win the job. I think the first waiver run is it the week before? Oh, the other thing we didn't talk about is they do these drafts up until like Saturday night, the week of week 1. Right. There's games Friday night and Thursday night. If you roster those players, there's free agency week 1 or the before week 1, because you can actually drop those guys if they're on your bench. So sometimes late you might take a bullshit guy from one of those games or like a handcuff
and see what happens.
Yeah, if the starter gets hurt, like you keep them. Maybe you even use that game, or the starter doesn't get hurt and you just drop the player completely. So those games, just so we're Cowboys, Eagles, Chiefs, Chargers are those games. So, you know.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like, you know, $2,200 buy-in, taking a kicker in round 14 is just like torching it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's wild. It's wild out there.
Yeah, I've become more amenable to like round 17 or 18, but 14, we've still got some of the better stashes here. Brashard Smith's a guy that's more valuable with that look ahead. If he gets cut or something or doesn't dress week 1, you can drop him and then pick up a new person that first week, even after the game has been played.
Yeah, I'm curious, Silva, who do you prefer between Mooney and Christian Kirk? Let's say Mooney's completely healthy. Who do you prefer between Mooney and Kirk? Because the market is like assuming Mooney's like actually really hurt right now. You can get him really late. My thought is Mooney will be back week 1, and I've been soaking him up here when he gets to like 120 or so.
I literally have them 1 spot apart in my wide receiver rankings, and I have Kirk 1 spot ahead, but that is factoring in Mooney being banged, at least a little bit banged up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when 100%, I'll take Mooney.
Yeah. It sounds like one of those AC joint things. Like they haven't said that, but that's what it sounds like to me, which, you know, not the best. You can aggravate that for sure.
There's our first defense off the board as well.
Shout out 14. Broncos. I'm a lifelong Broncos fan since last week. Yeah, I mean, round 14 defense is just unfathomable to me.
I say we get Cardinals defense in the queue. Make sure we lock them up, though. Round 18.
Let me scroll up, Leone, so that people can see our whole team.
Yeah, here's our whole team. Trey McBride, Amon-Ra St. Brown, James Cook, Trayvon Henderson, Calvin Ridley, Chris Olave, Matthew Golden, Jacoby Myers, then 2 rookie RB stashes in Tudin and Blue. Veteran wide receiver and Kirk, just buying the value, is our 6th receiver, possibly our final one. Back to the RB stashes with Shipley and Marks. Finally get on the board at QB with Jared Goff, who we have stacked with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
We do not have a second tight end. Not that we even necessarily need one, but in this format, it's nice to get an upside tight end too.
Yeah, I take, well,
Chig first of all, would be great.
I like Chig the best out of those guys at the top there. And I also take a bunch of Jatavian Sanders. And I have started to notice the Harold Fannin hype is starting to come around a little bit. So those are 3 that I take.
Chig would be
sure.
Nice. because we've already got Calvin Ridley, and I
We
wouldn't
can get Ward, yeah.
taking Cam Ward as our quarterback too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a tough time not taking A-Rich.
Yeah. I prefer A-Rich for sure.
Cool.
But
Good with that.
but that wouldn't stop me from taking Chig. Like, I'm still totally fine taking Chig. And
Yeah.
Otten is just like, he's going to run an insane amount of routes.
Yeah. I do worry about him blocking a little bit more because the Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
Or at least just not even being involved in the passing game, because they got so many receivers too. But last year he was like among the league leaders among tight ends in routes run, no question.
Where are you guys on Roshan? Are you buying that he might not make?
I don't know what to believe. Like, there's so much misinformation coming out of Bears camp.
Yeah, I think Dink's held pretty firm that he likes Roshan. Manon and Guy goes before him in this draft. Roshan's still on the board here in the 15th.
Yeah.
He's a good pick, I think, in this like we just drop him week 1 if we're wrong, right? On who wins the RB2 job.
I mean, I don't even think like everybody's like, this class is so deep. That's why Manon Guy, from what I can tell, the prospect pros didn't really like Manon Guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. My bet's still on Roshan. I'm just looking up Brugler here. Brugler had a 5th round grade on Manon Guy.
Damn, there was Chig.
Who did?
Brugler had a 5th round grade on Manon Guy. Actually, it says 4th to 5th round grade. I should be clear.
We get Mason Taylor as a rookie tight end. Auden runs a bunch of routes. Arroyo, another rookie in there. Jatavian Sanders, younger player. Fannon's been getting some hype.
I mean, don't you think that like we're risking not getting A-Rich if we don't take him here to the guy that has Stroud only?
I think we should take A-Rich here.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just looking at if we do want a tight end too, who it might be.
Yeah, it would probably be Otten or Jatavian for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we go lock A-Rich and get that QB upside.
Agreed.
Yeah, God, those tight end picks are so bad. I mean, Jatavian, I think, is all right.
I'd wait. I like Roshan and Kyle Williams better than the tight ends at this point.
Yeah. There is some talk of Mac Hollins not making the team. Like, that would surprise me a little bit, but I have seen those whispers out there.
Taj Brooks. Oh, Marshawn Lloyd, you guys were talking about there too as well. Torrey Horton.
I'd pop him in. I'd pop in Marshawn Lloyd.
There's the Fannin pick. You like Lloyd better than Roshan?
I think if Lloyd stays healthy, he has Roshan probably has better standalone.
If Lloyd stays healthy, he's way more talented than Roshan, and he's in a better situation than Roshan.
Yeah.
Roshan, we're trying to bank the running back injury in this format, right? I mean, so I guess that's Lloyd then.
Yeah, or Tucker, but it's a little bit. It's not as clean.
There's Lloyd, Tucker, or I do think Kyle Williams is like okay at this point. Running back picks probably better, but we do have room for one more pass.
Yeah. So like thinking about what could happen in the next 2.5 weeks, it's way more likely that Jacobs or Rachaad White aggravates than something happens in New England to promote Kyle Williams.
Yeah, I just don't know if you might not get a chance to roster Kyle Williams all season long because these benches are so deep.
Right.
I'm fine with Lloyd. I'm just
Evan. You have a choice. You have a preference between Lloyd and Tucker.
Lloyd.
Okay.
I don't think that Rachaad White injury is anything.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just day to day. We have 3 picks left here. We do need to take kicker and defense. You're required. If this was a league where you weren't required, I would say we should just keep taking stashes, but you are required to take a kicker and a defense, correct?
Correct. We've got 4 picks, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
Like I said, sometimes I didn't even see that Roshan had gone the pick before. Sometimes I'll pull the trigger at the 17, 18 turn if there's the best kicker defense available, but we've got a defense that we like kind of lined up.
Yeah.
Pretty confident we'll be able to get in 19, 20.
Oh, one guy that we should talk about that we didn't have a chance to talk about, Silva, was this Dameon Pierce stuff. There's some speculation out of Houston that maybe Nick Chubb is on the roster bubble. I'm not sure that I buy that, but either way.
Where was that from?
The guy who tweeted his roster projection, like he had like a notebook.
You know what his name is?
He writes for the Houston Chronicles, something Alexander.
Okay.
I'll find it. But anyways, Dameon Pierce had like a lot of momentum behind him until they went to that scheme change and just like hated him. Silva, you have any thoughts on Pierce actually winning the big back role for the Texans?
I don't buy that at all.
Okay.
It's Jonathan Alexander.
Jonathan Alexander, yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
We gotta get the video team doing the Josh Allen peeking at the player's jersey, looking for the name with Silva and the Jonathan Alexander X handle.
Torrey Horton's a good pick there. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but if you think Cooper Kupp is done and MVS sucks, like pretty clean path for Horton.
Yeah, I still think I would take Kyle Williams ahead of him though on draft capital stuff.
Yeah.
But I agree. I had Horton in our queue. There's still Tucker, Taj Brooks as running back stash plays. Miles Sanders.
I feel like we haven't talked about Taj Brooks enough.
I think he's just like the direct backup to Chase Brown.
But that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think P. Ryan will have a role, but that doesn't mean he's going to take the Chase Brown snaps if Chase Brown gets hurt.
Right.
Like people are like, some people I've seen talking about Taj Brooks are just overconfident when there's a little bit of rookie uncertainty. Chase Brown goes out and Taj Brooks flashes. You know, that's what happened with Chase Brown, right? I mean, as Taj Brooks goes.
In this format, Leone, are you worried that we only have one tight end? Obviously, McBride's going to have a bye. Obviously, McBride could get hurt. Does it bother you that we only have one tight end so far here?
Not really. I mean, I feel like we're maybe light one pass catcher in general. I would have maybe, you know, if we could have had one upside pass catcher, but I felt like the running back picks kind of just fell to us. Maybe when we weren't sure on quarterback versus Shipley, we could have taken Mooney as a final receiver there.
Or Mims.
Yeah, or Mims. We definitely do not need. That said, like you mentioned, Auden running a ton of routes and in tight end premium, like I'm not opposed to taking one, but let's be honest.
What about Juwan Johnson?
If McBride gets injured, like we're not winning the $1 million.
Right.
What about Juwan Johnson or Jatavian?
Yeah. Otten, Jatavian, and Juwan.
I'll throw those guys in the queue. There's really, I mean, I guess you could dream on Waller. I think it's like extremely thin, but you could tell yourself a story there.
Wafer thin.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. I'm just trying to talk through the guys you would even, you know, potentially take at this point. There's the free look thing with Noah Gray. If something happened to Kelsey week 1, we could possibly do that.
Yeah, just looking at the board again, I do think that Mooney over Shipley probably would have.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Or Marvin Mims, whichever you prefer out of Mims or Mooney over Shipley.
Yeah, I think so as well. We were scrambling a little bit though.
Yeah. There goes Jatavian.
I kind of like doing the free look with Gray, just I don't think any of these guys are good.
Yeah, well, there goes Sean Tucker. I think that's a good pick too. Nobody's going to take Gray.
20th rounder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's stupid either. I mean, Noah Gray, like they gave him an extension. They played him a lot last year.
So we kind of hit the end here. What about like AD Mitchell or Noel? I wouldn't mind an upside pass catcher here. We just kind of, do you have a running back you like? It just seemed like they got dusted.
No, I was going to say, I still think we should take Otten here personally. And like, we can also take Noah Gray later if you want, because we're going to end up dropping Noah Gray most likely. But I do think like just getting another tight end who runs routes is worth it.
I'm fine with that. It's just a good value at this point.
And
in tight end premium too.
And then at wide receiver, in this range, I take Thornton, Jalen Knoll, A.D. Mitchell, Malik Washington, De'Ami Brown, Ayo Minor.
I like going with a rookie receiver here. We devoted a lot to running back. We also took running back a little bit early.
I think there's like a thin but small chance, some chance that Whittington could end up beating out Atwell for that job at some point during the season. Probably not to start, but at some point. I know Silva likes Slayton as well, though. That's kind of a known entity.
I like Slayton. I mean, Xavier Legette. I guess there's been some negativity about Xavier. He was a first-round pick in the draft.
All right, but if you're dreaming on like 95th percentile outcome, who is it? Tesla, Mitchell, Noel, Thornton. Who is it, Silva? You're dreaming Coker.
Tesla. By the way, it's not Tesla. You don't want to. You don't want to make those people mad. You don't want to make those people mad. You'll end up with shit all over your car.
Isaac. I'll just say Isaac.
The 80 Mitchell hype has been absolutely relentless. I'm just not sure he ever hits in a big way because of the quarterback situation, but I do think he's like an actual good player.
Yeah, I've usually been leaning Noel in drafts here, but
we have Kirk.
Silva, who
I think Tesla could be in 3 receiver sets, and he's a freak show athlete.
But we're like, it's not. But I just want to make sure this is who's the guy that could get luckiest and be like an alpha.
Tesla. Well, I mean, none of these guys.
I don't think we want to bet against Amon-Ra.
No, all right, that's fine. None of these guys are going to be an alpha.
I think Noel and Kirk play the same position. Does that bother you, Leone? Like literally the same position.
All right, so we could tie it up, or we could go 80 Mitchell. It's like less draft capital in Kirk than an Amon-Ra.
What about Xavier Legette? No.
All right, Levitan, break the tie. Legette, 80 Mitchell, Noel.
I've been taking Noel the highest out of
Cardinals defense.
Oh my God, I'm not going to get to Cardinals defense in time. We took Noel. Sorry. If I was quicker on the sticks here, I would have gone to your Cardinals defense.
No, they're not going to go. Well,
they're actually high up in this draft app list.
Yeah, I know. Whoever put that in as a sleeper, AD Mitchell goes right away. Yeah, Noel and Tesla, however you say it, both have really good draft capital relative to how late that they go, and also have reasonable offensive schemes. So,
yeah, I like Tesla. I'm saying that wrong. I like him a little bit more in best ball because I think what Silva's saying, 3 wide receiver sets, an offense that can score, I think he could run into some good scores.
Yeah.
I think Noel and AD Mitchell might have more of a track to becoming a managed league start.
Yeah.
And we obviously have both Amon-Ra and Kirk, but the draft capital that we put in them is so different. We need Amon-Ra to stay healthy. If Kirk sucks and Noel is awesome and takes his spot, that's fine.
Yeah.
There goes the Cardinals defense.
Wow.
This person doubled up on defense.
They were reading the Sleepers and Busts article. One thing about Tesla's upside, I feel like he's the direct backup to Jameson Williams. Should anything happen to Jameson Williams, I think Tesla would get that kind of role.
Yeah. That's a good point. I do think that role is as prominent as it is, though, just because Jameson Williams is really good.
Of course.
I mean, you can say that about any of these roles, though.
Surprised Thornton hasn't gone yet.
Tesla at 6'4", 214, ran a 4.43 with a 6.85 3-cone, 39.5-inch vertical, and 10'9" broad jump. This dude is a freak.
Hey, I mean, that's music to my ears in best ball because we have him quite high in the best ball ranks.
Yeah. I've been taking him in best ball for sure. Let me see. I'm curious how much I have of Mr. Tesla.
Recapping the team, we're at 2 quarterbacks, 7 running backs, 7 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Trey McBride in the first round with the tight end premium scoring. Then we go to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just thought it was too good of a value to pass up at receiver. Double tap running back with Allen and Lamar off the board. Didn't quite want to go to Hurts or Daniels. Hit James Cook and Trayvon Henderson. Henderson a little bit of a reach, but playing maybe a bit more for ceiling in this format than we would in a home league. Then we hit Ridley, Olave, Golden, Myers, just strong wide receiver values, 4 straight rounds. Then we go back to running backs, Tuden in blue, getting ahead of the inevitable RB run, come back with Christian Kirk as our 6th wide receiver, just a very stable value pick there. Then we took Shipley. Probably should have taken Mooney or Mims as our final receiver, but we were under fire a little bit there. Then we come back, take Woody Marks, kept pushing quarterback. Finally took Goff stacked with Amon-Ra. Was close between him and Caleb, but went with the correlation, understanding that we were going to get A-Rich coming back as our upside pick in round 15. One last RB stash in Marshawn Lloyd. And then we hit Cade Otton and his routes that he's going to run a ton of as our TE2. Not that we absolutely needed one, but felt like it was good value there. All the RB stashes that were good had kind of gone previously. So we took Noel as a wide receiver dart throw. And now we're going to finish up with kicker and defense.
Yeah, we did block ourselves from stashing Tesla, right? Because now we have to take kicker and defense.
Yeah.
It's amazing. JJ McCarthy goes 205th overall. Like, that's just like mind blowing to me after watching him go 115 for like 3 months straight, you know?
Dude, it is. And I mean, look, it won't even let me look at the quarterbacks. If I go to all.
For kickers,
like,
should you take Cam Little who hit the 70-yarder?
Like, sure, Trevor Lawrence has not been drafted, you know? So
Right.
like this is what we're talking about. If you're willing to push it, I mean, the question is, what value are you really gaining at a certain point?
Right.
By pushing it, because then the picks become worse. But I mean, there's some value, especially if you know you can kind of do what we did, which is like one guy stacked who could run pure on pass touchdowns and then one upside pick. Cam Ward still didn't get picked either. You know, we'll be pretty quick on the wire to probably get Ward if he flashes early and, you know, A-Rich doesn't.
Yeah. For defense, our tier 1 here is Steelers and Broncos are obviously gone. Next tier, Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, Niners. Any of those available?
Yeah, Rams are available. They're home versus Houston and then at Tennessee. So it's a good start for them. And then we probably are dropping after week 2.
Yeah. So what else? Tier 3, Vikings, Texans are the next 2. They look like they're
Vikings
gone.
could be a fun one to get the Bears week 1.
They're gone.
And then Bills, Eagles, Ravens, Giants.
Giants are there.
They're going to get so many sacks this year, man. Their defensive line legit might be the best in the league.
It does sometimes end up harder to stream defenses in these leagues than you would think, just because some teams inexplicably carry 2 and everybody's looking at the same defenses.
The Rams also have a sick D-line.
Yeah.
I like Rams. They've got 2 very clear starts against the Houston O-line and then the rookie quarterback in Cam Ward out of the gate.
For kicker, if you want to go.
There you go. They went, though.
For kicker, Aubrey went. Dicker, Fairbairn, Matt Gay in the next tier. And then Cam Little went.
Okay.
Bates and Ryland in the next tier.
Do we want Giants have a tough schedule to start, but we could just take them on talent and just roll with them, or there's Seattle. I think
I'd prefer
Seattle doesn't have like big time sack pass rushers.
Yeah, but man, Giants' schedule is so brutal. Like they play so many good quarterbacks.
I'm going to take Fairbairn then while we talk about the defense.
Let me just pull up the Giants' schedule to start here real quick.
It's not good.
At Jaden Daniels, at Dak Prescott, home versus Mahomes, home versus Herbert are their first 4 weeks. I think Seattle over Giants personally. And then
is there anybody else?
For defenses? Not really.
Yeah. I'm going to take Fairbairn just so I think Seattle's coming back to us. Seattle's home versus San Fran, but then they're at Pittsburgh, home versus New Orleans, at Arizona. That's a pretty good stretch once you get past that first week.
Right.
In the applet, there's Detroit, Dallas, and Chargers.
Yeah, we have. I actually kind of like this Seattle play. I think that's totally fine.
Okay.
Let me check Thorne's. Yeah, Thorne actually has Seahawks 7th in his defensive line rankings for what it's worth.
Cool. Let's do Seattle then. If we should get them, unless this person.
What we should do is just have like projected sacks and just like go off that list.
Yeah. I didn't look at the scoring system for this. It could be some points scored stuff also for defense.
There's some
here.
point they changed it last year. For a while, like the points allowed didn't matter at all. So like you could actually take a team like the Giants would have been great in the previous scoring because you wouldn't care if they got lit up against some of these good offenses. You just hoping for sacks. This one, they have since changed it a little bit.
Yeah, Thorne has Giants defensive line 2nd, but Seahawks 7th, like I said.
So here's the final team. I'll just look at it in terms of position stuff since we've gone through the draft board a few times, but we took Goff and Richardson, our QB room, rounds 14 and 15. Goff is stacked. A-Rich, just the upside bet. If he doesn't win the job, we're probably dropping him for Cam Ward right away. At running back, we went Cook and Henderson as our anchors in rounds 3 and 4. A little bit of a reach on Henderson, but playing the upside in this format. Then we got a lot of the RB stashes we all like. Tuden, Blue, Shipley, Marks, Lloyd. At receiver, we took Amon-Ra round 2. And then after hitting RB at the 3-4 turn, we rattled off 4 straight receiver picks. Calvin Ridley, Chris Olave, Matthew Golden, Jacoby Myers. Took Christian Kirk as a falling value late, then took his backup, the upside rookie in Noel with our last skill player pick. Tight end, we went Trey McBride, elite tight end in round 1 with the tight end premium scoring. Our second to last skill player pick, we took Cade Otton as a backup. Just everybody was reaching for upside, and we got some solid projected point value there for him.
Yeah, I like it. I think the biggest thing that I would have changed is the Mooney or Mims over Shipley play. And I also like, I like the Trayvon Henderson play. It's tough for me to reach that far ahead of where I think where we have him ranked all the way up there to 39 overall. But overall, it's like so different than best ball brain. And I think we came out with a good one, and we're going to win $1 million.
We got a lot of usable receivers. I mean, I think we've got 6 usable receivers in a format where you can start 4 of them.
Yeah.
You can start 4 wide receivers on a weekly basis.
Yep, full PPR. Like you said though, Adam, it definitely is a mind shift going from best ball to redraft. So
big time. Exactly. And hopefully this was a good exercise for you guys who are getting ready for your redraft leagues to understand what kind of players you want on your bench in this format versus what kind of players are on your bench in best ball. It's like so different what you want to be doing. And hopefully, Silva's ranks, I think, reflect that well, where he has a lot of the backup running backs higher than we do in the best ball ranks, which I think makes sense for redraft bench stuff. So yes, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was worthwhile. Be sure to check out the draft kit and the bundle on establishthorun.com. Hit the subscribe button on this YouTube. It is indeed free to subscribe to our YouTube. You'll be notified anytime we release a video, which these days is like literally once or twice a day with the videos. And yeah, we're getting ready for the regular season as well. The in-season content schedule is posted under the draft kit tab on establishthorun.com. All right. For Leone, for the man Silva, for producer Ryan, I am Adam. Good luck, everybody.